So with season 2 of Hazbin Hotel finished, everyone's making their own content, their own kind of videos on the season, what they liked, and certain characters and such. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what happened to Lute? Lute is a right-handed lieutenant to Adam, the main villain in season 1. Adam himself was impressed with Lute's impressive kill count. She and Adam were close. In season 1, they basically shared the same screen time together, with Lute slightly joining in on Adam's antics, you know, his dude bro-ish behavior, like, yo, pound it, bitch! Yeah!
Lute, how many demons did you kill this year?
Got a good 275 this year, sir.
275? Awesome job, Danger Tits. Pound it. Hide it. They're burning for their life. And exterminate demon ass.
Destroy that ass!
Lute is a loyal soldier for heaven, even with her absolute hatred towards hellspawns alike and everything demonic. She follows orders given to her by Sarah or her other superiors. She believes that the choices in heaven were made correctly and clear. If you're in heaven, you've earned salvation, and those in hell deserve damnation. That is till she or any other exorcist catches you during the extermination, and you don't want to be in that situation. And well, I'm not gonna lie, a baddie like her, I need to be repentant from my sins. She can clear my soul anytime. Do I need to make a list of like the baddies I talk about? Because I feel like I'm gonna have to at some point, because I've been talking about a few. Lute herself is dedicated to exterminating all those in hell. And not just standard executions, I mean overall vicious, out for blood, and somewhat satisfaction. Maybe a little too much. As she almost seems to take some sort of sick pleasure in cleaning hell of its sinners. Especially towards Vaggie.
I'm going to tear that other eye out of your face.
Try it, bitch.
You all remember Vaggie?
And Vaggie's cutting mouth out her ass!
You just chill, Lute. Fuck.
I personally like this joke, solely for the fact that she looks at Adam for such desperate approval. Like she's thinking,
You like that, Adam? Pretty fucking rad, right?
only for Adam to be like, dude, just chill the fuck out, man. Like, tone it down a bit, Jesus. I mean, come on, look at that face. Let her have this. But during the extermination, Adam was killed by Nifty, in which, well, Lute doesn't take well.
No! Sir! Sir! Stay with me, sir! Adam!
Before season 2 premiered, we got a song teaser, Gravity, which heavily focused on Lute and wanting revenge on Hell and those involved with the retaliation of the extermination. Mainly towards Charlie and all those involved in the Hazbin Hotel. Not only for that, but for how they killed Adam back in season 1. And the song is a banger. I like the exaggerated character animation of Lute as she aggressively lets out her frustrations of being ignored, filled with rage and still grieving from the loss of her, well, Adam. As we see her unchecked aggression and how the loss of Adam truly took a toll on their psyche. The vocals from Jessica Fox and Alex Brightman are great. Now, to me, seeing this being released before season 2 came out, I naturally assumed it would be a promotion for the season where she would be the central focus, as a villain. It'd be a good way to continue off after the failure of the extermination. So with season 2, what does Lute do? Well, in episode 2, she was at the hearing for Serpentius as he's been held up for months, or at least a month, in heaven since his redemption, trying to warn the court of what she experienced at first hand in hell.
This is the room of the speaker, and I will use my voice. He killed Adam. That's an act of war. We need to go down, and it was her who called for redemption and then somehow found it through the death of one of us.
Not only that, but she was demoted from being head of the Exorcist after Adam died to being lieutenant again, with Adam's son, Abel, now in charge. Which only added fuel to that already hellfire.
As head of Heaven's Exorcist army...
Hey, Lute. Sorry to interrupt, but I think I'm actually the new head of the Exorcists. Sorry.
What?
Resulting in Lute basically begging the speaker to see her side, as her mental state shifts as her line of thinking becomes more personal than law-abiding, practically breaking down as she's still in the process of grieving over Adam's death.
I cannot hold my tongue when I have seen firsthand the destruction that demons have caused us. I have lost so much. I have endured. I am willing to give my life for heaven. Now they know they can bring down an archangel. Now heaven is in very real danger, and you...
Lute! After the hearing, being ignored, her case, her pleas, and still going through the stages of loss, expressing through rage, but it seems her mental state is deteriorating much more than we expected.
Adam? You're alive?
Oh, now, I'm in your head, you crazy bitch.
In her state of mind, Lute's subconscious created her own manifestation of Adam. which even the hallucination tells her he isn't real, with it acting almost identical to the real Adam. A rather psychotic coping mechanism, a way for her to validate her future actions, through the guise of someone who she deeply cared for. This of course adds to how much Adam really meant to Lute, as he seemed to be the only one who truly listened to her, the only one to see real potential in her, someone who truly understood her. Now with them gone, she feels empty, ignored, and most of all, frustrated with the mix of rage and grief, fueled for revenge. When she returns to Adam's office, she blows off some steam with the song Gravity that I mentioned earlier. After that, in episode 5, where Sarah, Emily, and Abel try to make amends for those in hell with gift baskets for all the hellspawns killed during the exterminations. Emphasis on the z. Yeah, not the best way to go about that, so just saying. With Lute also joining them but not sharing a basket, I don't blame you, honey. I'd almost say I'd let her do it ironically, so she carries like a little basket full of stuff saying you deserve death or you're next or something, I don't know. With a little smirk like fuck you. I am not apologizing. You all had it coming. During Vox's uprising hell, which doesn't help, with him declaring holy war on heaven, which only adds to Lute's fear of hell rising up and taking over heaven, especially with Vox opening up old wounds about Adam.
That hell managed to land a pretty damn big hit on you, didn't we?
How dare you, fucking demonic filth!
Which only creates more tension in episode 7, as Sarah struggles to figure out a solution as Emily and Lute are butting heads. As Emily tries to help Charlie in hell, with Lute waiting on the sidelines in case things go south, which he's eager to do. She's begging for a reason at this point. Once Emily is hurt while saving sinners from Vox and Alistair's fight, that's when Lute's given permission to go down to hell and retrieve her. But Lute has other ideas. As everyone in hell tries to stop Vox's weapon from blowing up half the pentagram, Lute jumps in to finish off what she and Adam started, even if it means she goes along with them. Well, I can't wait to see how this plays out. I mean, this is the finale of season 2. After all, they promoted the song Gravity, that heavily focused on Lute wanting revenge, even though she hasn't really done anything throughout the season, so I'm hoping for it to pay off for
Bitch, you better fall back.
Oh, she gets told no. Again. That's it. Abel has his quote-unquote arc and tells Lute to get back in heaven. Huh. That's kinda anticlimactic. I was generally expecting more Lute this season. Maybe clashing with Vox and his uprising. Vox would use Lute as like a view card to get more demons on his side as he twists the narrative on angels, as Lute is like the prime example. All that build-up? Promoting Gravity? And for what? Lute, no! Get back in heaven!
But I had a song talking about revenge and everything.
Yeah, well, I'm having a song in the finale about my character growth. Therefore, I outrank you, so, get back in heaven, bitch! Please.
I hate it here. I can't have anything.
You have next season. Cause I wouldn't have minded Lute being shown to be ignored, treated almost useless if it paid off for the hype here, and seeing her taken more seriously as the season's villain. Now, before people comment, oh, but VincyPop said that she's a sleeper villain. She won't be a villain till next season. Then why did you put a song solely focused on Lute wanting revenge as if she was going to play a big part in this season? And its promotion as well, where she does absolutely nothing in said season. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but that's the point. It's showing her being ignored and not taken seriously as she deals with the loss of Adam. It's building her up to be the next villain next season, ya dum-dum. Okay, I get your point. I'm not against the idea, but maybe putting the song Gravity that paints the idea of her being the main focus, or at least a larger part, at the early part of this season wasn't the best place. Now, I'll admit I seen this on Twitter, but someone asked, why not put Gravity at the finale? Which I'm kinda surprised I didn't think of that myself. Kinda how like in season 1 the V's, well, mostly Vox and Valentino sing about taking advantage of the hotel, because we see her being ignored, feeling useless, and not treated with respect by her own people and her superiors, as well as her still grieving over Adam's death. Her sadness and anger are being mixed into an unhealthy combination, emotionally, physically, and psychologically. Now, add in how she was so close to getting revenge, only be ordered no by someone who in Lute's eyes doesn't deserve the title of that once belonged to Adam. All that pressure building up as the gravity of the situation, if you will, takes a toll on our psyche even more, and that's when Gravity is played, before we get to Charlie's narration at the end, just so you can keep your cliffhanger. This would properly build her up as being the next villain. We've seen the build-up, we've seen the setup, and now we wait for the payoff. Now, I've had a few people try to compare Gravity in the same way as Stayed Gone, which, no, I'm sorry, no, no, just no. There's establishing, and then there's setting up. Stayed Gone was establishing Vox's rivalry with Alistair, conveying the relationship between the two, and how they treat each other. Alistair constantly getting under Vox's skin, while exploiting his insecurities as Vox tries to outshine Alistair, trying to punch him down as out of date as Vox is more up to date, a superior format. Especially since Alistair had been absent for quite some time. Vox wants to set the status quo that Alistair is outdated and irrelevant. Meanwhile, Alistair embarrasses Vox to all his peers, with Alistair ending on an ominous warning to Vox about his reign of relevancy is coming to an end. Gravity is establishing Lute's desire for vengeance, conveying her emotional state of feeling useless, ignored, and not being taken seriously as her anger mixes with her still grieving for the loss of Adam, refusing to back down or move on. Settle the score. An eye for an eye, wanting to return the favour, retaliation, vengeance. All this while being accompanied by an apparition of Adam that her psyche created, even helping with the backup vocals. That's how psychotic it is. But also strongly setting her up to be a threat later on. Next season, apparently. Since the song happens at the beginning of season 2, where she does nothing, it kinda falls flat. It's a good song, but it doesn't have the same impact. And please don't anyone dare try to say, but it paid off in the finale, she tried. It didn't. She barely had a minute. She was literally blue-balled the entire season. If this is your definition of payoff, you set the bar for yourself very low. But just to reiterate, I understand they want to set Lute up for the next season. I'm all for that. I'm all for setting things up for later seasons. I get that structure, I create stuff myself, I know what that is. But here, I feel like it could have been done differently. With a simple change of the song placement, it amplifies the importance of the song and Lute's setup as the next villain. After the loss of Adam, being ignored by Sarah and the speaker and demoted from leader to lieutenant, taking orders from what is essentially, to her, a beta version of the former, not taken seriously, still upset from Adam's death. Wanting revenge, being suppressed by her superiors, wanting to retaliate out of anger, also in fear that hell may get the idea to not only fight back, but invade and maybe take over heaven. Which, look at season 2, that almost came to fruition in Lute's eyes, like, oh my god, these guys are on the screen, this is the start of it, it's gonna happen. But when she's given a chance to finish the job, only to be denied by the very person who's been given higher authority over her, retreating again, frustrations only builds as she broods in Adam's office, while also suffering psychologically from losing what seemed to be a vital part of her. She's talking to herself to a manifestation that her subconscious created of Adam, only validating her next course of actions, vowing to make those who done her wrong, stole what was precious to her, and make them pay. Now, if we're gonna go that route of, oh, she's gonna be the next season's villain, you know what I'd like to see? Maybe a flashback to Lute before she was more close with Adam. Maybe she was still this way. She was just more of a loner, like she never spoke much. Maybe the other exorcists didn't really talk to Lute or even engage with her much, except for like necessary like combat reasons, but they never really spoke to her. And say, I don't know, did they do like exorcist training, like an exorcist boot camp or something? Like maybe she's getting a good kill streak going on, and Adam's just checking them all out. And he's like, holy shit! Hey you, loner bitch! What's your fucking name?
Lute, sir.
Lute? Damn right you are, bitch! You stole the fucking kills! Nice! Keep it up, you might end up being a good fucking exorcist. God damn! That's so hardcore shit! I don't know why I made him sound like Rick from Rick and Morty, but just go with it. You know, like, she was first just a loner, she just did her own thing, but after being praised by someone, not out of fear or anything, but just someone that generally was intrigued and caught their attention, it could maybe spark that friendship that they eventually have. I don't know, maybe just small things like that, it'd be nice, like, at least a decent little flashback of, like, before, like, they were close buds, like, maybe their first introduction, how they first got the job, like, oh, the first couple of sessions in hell, you know, exterminating people and Adam's impressed and stuff like that. I would like to see more of that. So what do you think? Do you agree with the song placement change? Do you think the setup works as it is, or do you have a different take? Let me know down below. This has been Drew. Those are my views, and I bid you adieu.